guys, this is Kat Garcia and you're watching The Corporate Diary. Today we're going to be talking about exit strategies for consultants or within the realm of management consulting. But before we get into that, click subscribe for more corporate videos. So this video is quite important because I wish that I had someone to guide me when I was looking to leave consulting. I was a consultant. I was in management consulting for one of the largest consulting firms out there, and it was a great experience, but I was ready to leave at a certain point. In consulting, one thing that bothered me was that people will talk so much about or put so much pressure around getting that right, creating that right exit for yourself, right? So like, when is the right time to leave? What industry, like, should you go into industry? At what level should you go into industry? What function? So like, are you going to work in operations? Is it strategy? Is it like a marketing role? Is it a finance role? Is it a horizontal move? Like, to investment banking, should you like become an investment banking analyst versus an investment banking associate? There were just so many questions, and I'm gonna just tell you right off the bat that there is no right answer. Again, whatever success means to you may look different for somebody else. So I just want to remove that pressure before we really dive into it. I'll also allude to my own experiences when I was thinking of what I was thinking about when I was trying to leave consulting and exit. My exit strategy was, one, let me think about what I'm passionate about before thinking about like industry or like what the job is going to be. So I made a list of just companies and brands that I liked, that appealed to me. Then I thought about what those industries were and what those functions were. So I opened my iPhone, I started looking through the apps, and I started writing down companies that appealed to me. And then I also started thinking about like my greater goals, and you know, real estate is something that it's an industry that I've always loved, and I thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool to like work in real estate? So I was like, maybe I can become like a real estate associate within like a real estate private equity firm. So I started writing down like all these companies that appealed to me, platforms, content platforms, e-commerces, and yeah, just thinking about what could I do within those industries and those companies, and started speaking to people. Be like, what do you do? Like, what does it mean to be the head of partnerships? What does it mean to be like the head of strategic operations? Like, there's just so many different things like per company. So what I'm trying to say is a great strategy to take on when you're looking for your exit is to focus in on interviewing and understanding what is going on behind the scenes of a company that maybe at the forefront looks really interesting, but you may not know is truly for you until you actually interview and have those conversations. It doesn't even have to be through like interviews. Like, you could actually just have conversations with people who work there and manage your network that way to really understand whether that company specifically is for you. Another way of going about it is just thinking about the industry, right? So I have a couple friends who have thought, hey, I want to work in financial services. I really like banks. I want to work in either like investment banking, or I want to work for a bank in a strategy role. And so they'll look for financial services roles or due diligences within their consulting firm to get that experience to then position themselves for a role down the line. So there's a lot of great possibilities while you are interviewing and seeking your next role, while still in it, and well, like while still in consulting. So that's one thing. That's the second way of going about it, thinking about the industry and the function, right? So do you want to go into investment banking? What does it take to do kind of like a lateral move from one industry, professional services consulting, to investment banking? Are you going to start off as an analyst again, right? So analyst, or like, is it going to be analyst to associate? what does it take? You know, how do these investment banks see you? That's also like a really great way to go about it. A third way that I've seen is through people who are interested in roles that may not have a normal path of a straight path. For example, product management. A lot of my friends who have wanted to go into product management have gone into the issue of not having a computer science or STEM background. And so when it comes to that, I've seen it go in so many different ways. People will take roles that are that may allow them to get that sort of expertise, like one step removed from product management, but still like something closer to product management or like tech versus you know, consulting. So they're not making that like direct move to product management, but they are getting like they're getting one step closer to it through an exit. So finding roles that lend themselves well to strategy, tech, and product, and there's just so many ways that you can do that. There's also people who have gone into strategy roles, for example, at Google, and given the name of Google, it's not a startup, right? It's a very large tech company now. So they'll get that name under their belt after consulting, and then be able to move into a product management role after doing strategy and operations within maybe a smaller company. So they may not be like a product manager at Facebook right away, but hey, you know, they were able to get their foot in the door through a larger name of like within the world of tech, so the industry, having strategy as a function because of consulting, and then, you know, getting into that ultimate goal of theirs within the function and industry. I've actually also had friends from my firm when I was in consulting who left and went straight into, for example, product management at like really well-known companies. So it's not impossible either, and I'd say that it's also just like a matter of like what happens for you and timing and who you know and like your interview, your experience, your knowledge, how you use your knowledge. Again, there's just really no one way, no one path. Another just got like a discussion point that I've had with other people has been this question of entrepreneurship. And it's pretty cool because consultants do make great entrepreneurs, right? It's not an easy path whatsoever, but you know, I interviewed Maria Marquina, co-founder of Athena Club. You guys can check out her interview on the Corporate Diary or on IGTV, save there. And we talked about her leaving McKinsey and how, you know, after a couple of years, she was like, I was ready for a move. This is something I always wanted. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur and like found my own company. Like, this is it, I'm ready. So you can check that out there. So entrepreneurship is another way if you feel like you can take on that risk and you've got the right contacts, the right strategies there, and have maybe even like started something on the side and you're ready to go for it. So I'd say that there are just so many ways to go about it. There's not one way, and there's no right way either. So I hope that you guys, after seeing this video, feel a little bit relieved and know that you know, whether you get your dream role right after consulting or one step after, that any move is a good move, because that means that you are taking risks and moving forward with your life and your career. And yeah, it could also just be a geographical move and something for your social life, your personal life as well. So that's something that I kept in mind. It took longer for me. It took about a year for me to really like make the move. I was waiting for something really great and perfect for where I was in my life, and I knew that I wanted to move from Canada to New York, and that's where I'm at now. So it took a lot of time, more than I wanted to. I think I complained for the entire year, being like, when is it gonna happen? But you know, all good things come to those who wait and hustle. So I'd say that nothing is impossible. It's just a matter of your own personal strategy. And yeah, I hope that this has helped. Please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. If you agree, if you disagree, if I missed out on any of these points, happy to chat there and discuss, as well as let me know what you want to see in the next video.
Mama always told me that